Hello my friend, this is Paul Hutchings and welcome to this video. I wanted to shoot this video for a few reasons. One, I got a brand new high definition flip cam and I really want to check out the quality, so this is a little bit of a test. Two, I wanted to show off my new Ron Paul for President, Free People Like Him shirt that I got for donating to his campaign, and I think you should do the same. And three, I've noticed that a lot of the top internet network marketers use video. And why is that? You know, well, one of the big reasons is you want to connect with people. And what better way to connect than to actually put your face in front of them, let them see your emotional expressions and your passion and your feeling, and help them feel like they know you. So this is, you know, me, and I'm going to attempt to do this more in my marketing so that you can get to know me better and also get more value out of what I have to share. Now, on to the training. How to sponsor 10 to 20 people literally in any network marketing company. Why am I qualified to share with you how to do this? Well, I've sponsored well over 200 people personally over the last 12 months. I just won an iPad 2 for tying first place in a competition for a marketing system that I'm a part of. My friends, I am definitely a top producer in the area of sponsoring and recruiting. I get results, constantly recognized for, you know, being a leader in this area. So I'm not saying this to brag, just sharing this with you so that you know I'm somebody that's credible, somebody that you can literally learn how to sponsor people with. So how do you sponsor people? Okay, it's really, you know, it's a mind-boggling question, but it's also a simple question to answer. Mind-boggling because so many people struggle with it, and I struggled with it. My first 12 months in network marketing, I made $0. I ran around doing all kinds of crazy things, and I didn't sponsor anybody, okay? So it was a mind-boggling question for me. How do you sponsor people? How do you sponsor people? Fast forward to the last 12 months, sponsored over 200 people. What's the difference? What's the difference? Well, there are a few key things that I think that you need to understand and apply into your business so that you can become a consistent recruiter and a successful network marketer. One is, guys and gals, credibility is key, okay? What is credibility? Credibility is when your prospect knows you, likes you, and trusts you enough to listen to what you have to say. Have you ever wondered why two different people can make a warm market list and one person can sign up almost everybody on that list and the other person struggles and everybody rejects them and they don't have any success? Like me, my first year in network marketing, again, $0 after 12 months. Well, what was the problem? I didn't have any credibility. I was a young kid, okay? I hadn't had any business success. So when I talked to people, they didn't really see me as somebody that was credible in the area of making money. Okay, so credibility is key in being a successful recruiter in network marketing. So, want to just give you a few tips on how to use credibility to sponsor more people. First, in a warm market, how do you have credibility if you don't have any credibility? Well, here's one really great way. Borrow somebody else's credibility, okay? How do you do that? Here's a perfect example. This was shared with me. This was shared with me by my sponsor in my network marketing company, a guy that's made millions of dollars, okay? He shared this line with me. Well, if you're approaching your warm market and you don't have any credibility in the area of making money, borrow someone else's credibility. You can say something like this. Hey, Chris, I just wanted to run something by you. My wealthiest friend just showed me a business model, and gosh, it looks really lucrative. And this guy that shared this with me, he's literally a millionaire. So I was just curious, would you be interested in taking a look at it? Okay, so what you've done there is you've borrowed this millionaire's credibility, okay? And when you're talking to your friend, you use that credibility so that they will want to take a look at that message. You've got to do that. If you don't have credibility in your warm market, you've got to borrow someone's credibility, and that's a perfect way to do that. Now, second thing, once you're past your warm market, how do you get credibility in a cold market? Okay? You got to have credibility. You got to have people that know, like, and trust you. Well, there are a few ways. One really good way is have a website. You know, if people see your website, if you've got a yourname.com or yourname.net or whatever, that instantly gives you some credibility. And it's also helpful if you have some really good information on your website so that when people go to check you out, they get inspired, they feel good, they associate you with positive things, okay? So that's one way to establish credibility. Have a website or a blog. Now, you don't have to be a content-producing maniac to do this. Just have a website. I mean, it could be simple. Could have some pictures of you and your family, maybe some of your past successes. But have a website. That's one way to establish some credibility in a cold market. You can put your website at the bottom of every email so that when you're communicating with people, they can go check you out and learn about you. Now, here's the more important way, I think, to establish credibility, and it's in your prospecting. When you're picking up the phone and talking to leads, whether they've come through your website, whether you've purchased the leads, whether they're Facebook contacts, whatever, you got to know how to establish credibility in a very short amount of time. So how do you get people to know, like, and trust you? Well, the number one step, and I've been training on this for months and months and months, the number one thing you need to do is make a friend, okay? When you pick up the phone, when you meet that person on the phone, you've got to make a friend. And how do you do that? You ask them questions about them. You ask them questions about their business. You zip your lip and you listen to what they say. And through that process, as you're asking them questions and getting to know them, what you want to do is you want to relate with them and you want to compliment them in different areas. Okay? Everyone likes to talk about themselves and everyone likes to be complimented, and people like to feel like they relate with you. Okay? So how do you do this? Well, one thing that I do a lot, when I talk to somebody that is telling me about their family, I always ask them about their family, and they say, well, you know, I've got 2 kids, and oh, really? How old are they? You know, boy, girl, whatever. And when they tell me that they've got family, I tell them, hey, you know what? I've got family too. I've got 3 little boys, 5, 3, and 1. We've got another one coming in December. And what does that do? That instantly shows them that I am like them. And you know what? People want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. So by me sharing a little bit of my story with them, and again, you don't want to dominate the conversation. You just want to share enough so that they feel like, oh, I know this person. Okay, I know they've got family. I know maybe a little bit of their business background. And they're like me because I shared something that was like them. Okay, that's going to give you really good credibility when you're meeting people for the first time. And you got to do this before you ever even think about asking them to take a look at your business. Because if you just have them ask them to take a look at your business, they're not going to listen because you don't have any credibility. That's if I could just get this one point across to everybody, it will save you so much pain and heartache. Make a friend, relate a little bit, and then once you've got that credibility, and it can be established in a very short amount of time, 5-10 minutes, and you're listening to that person, one of the things that you can do, and this is one of my favorite lines, is at the end of the conversation, you say something like, you know, Bob, this might be kind of a long shot, but you've really impressed me, and I think I'd be crazy not to ask. Are you by chance open to taking a look at ways to generate income outside of what you're currently doing? Or are you, sold lock, stock, and barrel on what you're working on? Okay? Simple question. Let me ask you a question, Bob. Are you by chance open to taking a look at a business project that's knocking my socks off right now? Yes? No? Okay. If they say yes, you now have their permission to share with them a link. Or you might say, well, you know what, let me just take 30 seconds and share with you the quick details, and then you can determine whether or not you want more information. And if once they give you that permission, you can give them the link, send them to the site, or you can take that 30 seconds and bait the hook a little bit more and share with them a story as to why they should look at your network marketing opportunity. Okay? Stories work really well, and you can fit them down in 30 to 60 seconds and bait the hook a little bit so that they'll be more enticed to actually go to your link when you give them the link. And I'll just give you a quick example of one that I use all the time. My network marketing company, Story. Okay, so when somebody says, okay, sure, go ahead, Paul, share with me real quick, why you like what you're doing. Okay, great. The founder of our company, Mark, he has been in the industry for about 30 years, and he developed a love-hate relationship with network marketing. He loves it for all the great possibilities and positive thought and life-changing stories, but he hates it for, the terrible retention and the hype and the overpromise and underdeliver and all this kind of stuff. So Anyway, Mark, about a couple of years ago, was wondering, talking to himself, asking himself, if network marketing is so great, if our industry is so wonderful, why is it that 80% of people quit after the first year? And the conclusion that he came to was, well, people join our industry because they want to make money, and our industry is really good at helping the top 10% of people make money, but it's terrible at helping the bottom 80% make any money. And so it follows naturally that if people don't make money, they're going to quit. And that's why in network marketing, typically 80% of people drop out after their first year. So anyway, Mark said, why can't somebody come up with a plan where more people make money? Why can't somebody come up with a structure where 80% of people make money? And if we did that, if somebody did that, wouldn't people stay and not drop out so that your income would be very, very consistent and reliable, and it would be a true, stable income? Well, that's what Mark did, and over the last year I've been working with his company, and I got to tell you, I think he really has solved these problems. So anyway, that's why I think this is so powerful. Let me give you a link to a website, and you go, does that sound like something you'd want to hear more about? Well, yeah, sure. Well, let me give you a link to a website. It'll, give you all the information. Okay, that's it. That's the story. But do you see how that story kind of also related to that person, talked about the industry, especially if I'm talking to somebody in network marketing. If you're not talking to somebody in network marketing, you might want to use a different story, but that story works perfect for people that are in network marketing because it illustrates some of the problems in network marketing and demonstrates that Mark found a solution, and it just really entices them, okay? So, to recap, my friend, you can recruit 10 to 20 people a month if you connect with people, right? Whether they're in your warm market or a cold market, you've got to have leads, you've got to have people to talk to, figure out a way to do it, whatever's good for you, get on the phone and establish some credibility, and never be afraid to ask that question, hey, I know this might sound crazy, but are you by chance open? And then when they give you that permission, you can then share your link, or you can share a little bit of a story to introduce them to your network marketing opportunity and make them actually want to go and look at your website. So, my friends, please leave your comments down below this video. Let me know what you thought of the video quality, of the sound, and also the training. Thanks, and make it a great day.